going on, guys? This is the DeFi Crypto Alliance show where we are doing our best to be the bridge between our fellow real estate investors, entrepreneurs alike, and the cryptocurrency world where, gosh, there is nothing like the sweet euphoria of crypto over the next 12 to 18 months. And we're pumped that you guys are along for the ride. So welcome, Corey, take it away.
Absolutely. Corey Geary here. And sorry we're a little bit late for the show today, but our calendars are just absolutely wrecked. And Dane, I thought we just don't even do a show. I saw Brizology show up. That's always the top. We know we can call the top on Brizology's attendance. And so, man, when he appeared in the audience, I just thought we were going to shut it down right there. But hey, we're here for you guys. Whether the Ink Maxi is in the chat or not, we're going to continue on with the show. And because we are blessed to rock and roll with you guys, well, we're going to use cryptocurrencies as that wealth creation tool and real estate as that wealth preservation tool and change the trajectory of our lives, our families' lives, and just have a lot of fun doing it, man. Like you said, the euphoria of the next, it's 12 to 18 months is going to be insane. Whether you're in the RH ecosystem or even the other ecosystems, as long as you're not in a scam or Ponzi, you should be doing really well in the next 12, 18 months. So we're just truly blessed to be on this ride with you guys. I definitely choose the RH ecosystem because of you people, and I love RH. Love this community. This community is there's nothing quite like it. I'll tell you that. It's amazing.
We'll have to have RG3 come on the show. I was really excited to talk to him about a few things today. We'll rely on you guys in the comments that are OGs that have been here a while. I've been going back and looking at clips of the old Richard Hart streams, and it just is becoming more and more apparent. Maybe you guys were aware of this, but man, it's apparent that this is such a personal thing for Richard to be able to build this stuff and see it do well, that it is wild. So you go on, you see these guys that knew Richard from the early days. Richard was out there taking the mantle, talking about Bitcoin and then talking about Ethereum when he found that Ethereum was superior. And all these MFers, the OGs back then, Richard is pretty brash. So, some of them are turned off by that. But he wouldn't shill their paid trading courses. He wouldn't shill some of their new tokens that launched. And a lot of them just don't like Richard for those reasons. And in fact, they didn't like him so much that when he came out with Hex, all those guys, they turned on him and said, oh, this is a scam. It's a Ponzi. Everyone's going to get screwed here. I mean, seriously, imagine your community. A lot of us have been here in the Hex community for a while now. Imagine going and trying to do something cool that's an evolution on top of the same principles that are here now and adding to that. Imagine being one of these third-party platforms that's building on Pulsechain and helping to take the mantle forward. And then everyone turns around, gives you the middle finger and says, F you. Man, like it's brutal. And so Richard has essentially said, we'll show you guys. And it is such a personal crusade of his that I just feel blessed to be able to be here, be along for the journey, and watch him work. It is remarkable.
I agree, man. One of the biggest things, and I think you hit the nail on the head there, was that in my opinion, he's carrying the torch of what Satoshi Nakamoto really was set out to do. So Satoshi, he wanted full decentralization. He wanted permissionless money. He wanted censorship-resistant transactions. All these, the crypto of ethos that we all know and love besides getting rich. I mean, I know a lot of us are here to make money, but there's other principles and ethos that we love about cryptocurrency that kind of keeps us here, even after we do make money. And those ethos are it. And I feel like RH has done a really amazing job of carrying the torch, because I feel like, and man, I know Brizology might get mad at me, but I feel like Bitcoin's lost the way, man. Like, really? Like you sold out to BlackRock, you sold out to Fidelity, you sold out to JP Mosquito, like Tommy likes to call them. And it's really interesting because that's not why Satoshi created Bitcoin. If you go back and read the white paper and read the ethos of why he created this, peer-to-peer digital cash, It was not for what we're using it for. He had no intent for centralized exchanges at the time. Like, and then now we have a million FTXs all around us. It's ridiculous. Like the space is turned into just a complete shit show. And then you got RH, who's carrying the torch and carrying the ethos of crypto. Pulsechain is probably one of the most decentralized, if not the decentralized blockchain there is. And I love that about it, man. I absolutely love that. Hex, I mean, that is true DeFi. That was, that was very innovative last market cycle. It made Uniswap for who it was. The only place you could buy it was in DeFi. We've never been on a centralized exchange. That's an argument to say that, it could pump our bags, but I like it the way it is. And yeah, I mean, RH, man, he's an innovator. Obviously, Dane, to your point, with those people that really were harsh and brash against RH when he was innovating hexes, part of that was because of RH's ego, of course, and people's egos get hurt when your ego's big. But if they would just let their ego down a little bit and listen to the guy, they would see the opportunity. They would see what he was trying to achieve. So yeah, of course he's out for glory, but how's he going to get that glory? By delivering full, decentralized, censorship resistant, peer-to-peer digital cash that's permissionless and that all has all the ethos that we love. A layer one blockchain that's completely beautiful, man. I love this ecosystem. That's the thing about crypto. It's for everyone. Yep. Even the people you hate.
It's true.
It is very true. It is very true. So, yeah, man. And now we're seeing like the stuff that's being built on Pulsechain, really shining. Like, I love
really quick before we go that direction. Let me play a clip. I thought this was a really good one from Access Alive. I want to run with in the direction how you're talking about changing your worldview and letting down your ego to see opportunity. Props to Kaiza. If you guys are not following Kaiza on Twitter, you're missing out in a big way. It's like Sports Center for crypto. We get the top 10. You can be in and out. And if you don't have all day to spend on watching streams, unfortunately,
I don't know how he does it.
It's awesome.
He even watches some of the maxis or the haters on Hex. He had a little clip from a guy yesterday hating on Hex, and I don't know if that's what you're going to show or not. But like he had this little clip. I was like, wow, where do you get your time, bro?
Yeah, we are very appreciative. Unfortunately, we don't have time to be able to come and do all this and watch all the streamers. Some of you guys that are on the show, shout out to you that are streaming. We wish we had more time to tune into everybody's show, but we are very busy onboarding.
After we watch this one, Dane, let's watch his other one where he was watching these other guys and they dissed on Hex.
Okay. Yeah, let's watch this one first. Shout out to Access Alive. So these are, and I wanna make sure credit where credit is due. Right now, I think one of the most important things that you can be doing is cultivating your social media to help you make good decisions in the bull run, not fumble your bags. There's lots of people that are coming back into the community after being grifters and taking people and using them as cannon fodder for their own purposes. I'm not going to name any names, but the people that we talk about here are people that we know, like, and trust. Nothing's perfect, but gosh, like, we're trying to be a source to help you guys make this really simple. We really like Kaiza. We really like Axis here. So there's a couple of people. Heavily recommend you tune in and follow. All right, let's do this. And let me know if you can hear it, Corey.
Okay.
Congrats to all the guys that I mean, this is
barely
an amazing cycle.
Hold on.
If you can do something to
in here.
Okay, let me change the settings really quick.
Yeah, it's a light.
Hold on.
Probably hearing it from their speakers.
Giving us the sauce, and we want to hear it. All right, let me change the settings here really quick. Thanks for your guys' patience. You don't want to miss this. All right, Corey, I can't hear you when I change this setting. Just give me a thumbs up if it works.
You there, Dane?
That's to all the guys that survive. And this is going to be an amazing cycle. We are so well positioned, and you earned it, guys. Everyone that's in this thing that held through this down period, we earned it 100%. And I'm so proud of Charlie for seeing the value here and change and updating his worldview compared to like 3 years ago when, and you know, I had to do that too. I was driving home one night from my Bitcoin mine, and I'm like, dude, Richard Hart's going to be a trillionaire, and I have to accept that. Like, I have to accept that Richard's going to be a trillionaire. And when I finally did that, I'm like, and in the same moment, I'm like, we're going to have to sacrifice Bitcoin to TradFi. So it was like this dual eclectic moment where I was caught with a ray from God, and this epiphany came upon me. Wow, the billions of dollars is going to flow in through TradFi, legacy, into Bitcoin. They're going to take full control and squeeze the volatility out of it, but all the opportunity is going to be in on DeFi. And I thought Hex was like the thing to go after. I had to suck it up and say, hey, are you on Team Richard or you're not? Because this is if he wins this fight against the SEC and wins it on behalf of all of DeFi, and his coins, Hex and Pulse, are front and center in that fight, where do you think the money's going to flow first? It's going to be into eHex, and then it's going to be into all the Pulsechain stuff.
And don't worry about, you know, the FUD and the people in the mainstream parts of crypto who talk shit. At the end of the day, what do people actually vote with, right? Where do you see the true, exactly, that's where you see the true sentiment of the market. And it's like, you know, there's going to be a lot of people like Tone Mays, that it's like closeted Hexicans, closeted Richard Hart Maxis and Pulsechain ecosystem people. I bet you there's a far larger amount of those that will be coming out of this market than you would expect. It's kind of like Vanguard not listing the Bitcoin ETF just out of spite. And once they do flip and they go, oh, I guess we got to put it out there because we're losing customers, that's a good sign at the end of the market. So when you do start seeing mainstream people finally giving Richard his flowers, which he will rightfully deserve within this bull market, could be a turning point, or at least a sentiment change to be like, everybody's in on this trade now. Oh shit.
Okay. That's all.
All right. Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Okay, hold on. I can't hear you. I'll switch this back. All right. I think I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I'm back. Okay, cool. So I thought that clip was just absolutely killer. I don't know much about Cultivate Crypto. Is he somebody that's been in Hex for a while, or was he one of the guys?
That's DCC's partner.
Oh, okay, that's right. I know his face. Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah, that's DCC's partner. I've been talking with DCC. We're trying to get him on the show. He's a busy guy, very busy. But like I'm having conversations with him.
Cool, very cool. So I mean, I think Axis nailed it there, where Richard's coming for everything. He's not trying to do a little thing. He's coming for everything, and I think that a lot of people are going to largely be forced to update their worldview, but it'll be too late for many of them. So shout out to everybody that's here early. And I really liked how Axis talked about how essentially you have to sacrifice Bitcoin to the TradeFi guys, where, you know, like they're taking over. They already have, you have the Bitcoin ETF. The volatility there is going to be, is going to largely be diminished, in my opinion. And that's not where the opportunity is. The opportunity is in real DeFi, and you can either get in or get left behind. Those are facts.
Yep, I agree 100%. See if you can find his other one. This one's really good. Not that. Yeah, that one.
This one?
Yeah. Dude, I clicked on the guy's Twitter. He's got like 900 followers. I'm like, who is this fucking chump? I'm like,
he's got a cool background. Give him that.
Yeah, he's got a nice background. That's about it.
All right, let me change my audio and I'll put this on here.
Thoughts on Hex? I would avoid it like the plague. All right, let's see what tickers were thrown out here. I don't have too much time. I'm not going to review Hex. I mean, you're just asking for thoughts on Hex. I would avoid it like the plague. All right, let's see what tickers were thrown out here.
These guys are all going to get left behind.
Yeah.
And that's all right.
Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, the guy's like one of the new streamers, I think, coming up in this market cycle, being that he has 900 followers. He's also has a partner. I kind of went in there and they shill like all kinds of like random, cryptos, right? And man, just coming right out of the gate with his ego hurt by Richard Hart.
Oh, they'll see. I mean, you got to make a buck, so you can only shill the stuff that people reach out to pay you to shill, right? That's the name of the
Who's reaching out to
game.
him to pay in the show with 900 followers?
I know. Yeah, I don't know.
It's like who's reaching out to him? Jeez, we got 2,000 on YouTube now, and almost 5,000 followers on Twitter. Man, it's crazy. It's
Let's do it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Do it. Yep. So once again, we appreciate you guys being here. I think it's pretty freaking awesome. The community is everything, and you guys are the dopest. So very cool. Let's go to so Richard, our boy Richard, is talking about more third-party stuff as of this morning, which I think is awesome. I think that's exactly what he should be doing. Once again, it doesn't matter what I think. Richard is going to do what he's going to do. But man, if I was Richard and I built this cool place that people could come and build on, I would want to. I'd want new builders and people that are already here that are going to build additional stuff. I want them to feel comfortable about coming and building. And man, if I only talked about my stuff, well, they would be less likely to come in and talk about building. So here we are. Richard has done this already with Fame, where he talked about how Fame is a cool place that all of his haters can come and short his coins. He said, come and short it, haters. So I love that. And then we've got I think this is the second shout out that's at least it's referenced the actual protocol. It says it looks like a lot of people are using liquid loans. Pulsex is looking good. Stats from Go Pulse. And then, man, I think I was looking this morning. And then, of course, the loan token is pumping. So kind of cool to see.
Well, that will do it.
That will do it.
Yeah. I mean, I love liquid loans. I'm using it. I have a vault open. I got money in the stability pool, and it's a great protocol. And I think just moving forward, I will probably always use it in one shape, form, or fashion, whether it is a vault or whether it is a stability pool, or I will always be using it for some purpose or another. It's a great tool. I mean, I'm having a lot of fun with it. Now you gotta be responsible and knowledgeable of the protocol if you're going to use it. For example, if you guys are using a vault or opening a vault and borrowing Pulse, understand that your liquidation is going to be at 110% or below. If you are worried about redemptions, that can happen to anyone. So you want, and what redemptions is, guys, is that and it happens mainly when we pump, and I'll explain why. When we pump, people get FOMO. It's just how the market works. People buy tops and sell bottoms. It's like we see it in our community even, and I think we're the most educated community there is out there. We still see it. What happens is as we're pumping, people are taking their USDL and they're buying Pulse. They're buying Pulsex or buying Hex. They're doing the haunted strategy, right? They're opening up vaults or pulling out more USDL and then buying more Pulse to put inside the vault. That's kind of like the haunted strategy. So what you have here is you have all this USDL being sold when we're pumping. So stable coins are just a cryptocurrency. So you sell them down, and so they can lose their peg. And then what you got is say you got $1 USDL goes to 95 cents or 90 cents USDL, where you're going to have all these sharks, whales, maybe even dolphins come up and scoop up that USDL and then redeem it for $1 worth of Pulse. Well, where does that money come from? It's got to come from somewhere. It just didn't get created out of thin air. It's still out of the vaults, the same way the liquidations happen. So that money's coming out of the vaults. So you're at risk of redemptions when price is pumping. So now they have a new tool on the liquid loans front end. It's called Debt in Front, DIF. And it's there at the top of the dashboard. And you can see how much money is in front of you for redemptions. That's for redemptions mainly. And my goal is to always keep $20 million at the bare minimum of debt in front on my vault, so that way I can sleep at night and not worry about redemptions. Now, is that a guarantee that I don't get redeemed upon? No, not at all. Like, say, example, USL price got smashed and like a whale came in and bought it all up at like 80 cents on the dollar. You never know. Like, he could eat through that $20 million that's in front of me, but I feel pretty comfortable with the $20 million in front of me. So I have a debt in front of 21 million right now, and that I have a collateral ratio of 460%. So that's where I keep in my vault right now, and I'm like on page like number 5 or 6 on the liquidations page. And so that makes me feel warm and fuzzy and sleeping good at night using this protocol. I would say if you get down in the 400 or below, that's when you can have risk of these things happening. And so nothing wrong with the redemption, though, if you catch it right when it happens. Because what it is they take your pulse and they let go of your debt. It's like, okay, so you basically get to keep your stable coins. As long as you're there in front of your computer to swap your stable coin into Pulse, you don't lose any value. Tetra, please come and save us. Red Squirrel, I see you in the audience here. Maybe you can write a script for us that would do this for us so we can keep lower collateral ratios or lower debt in front and not worry about this. But like, yeah, as long as you go on market and buy your Pulse back with that USDL that you had from the loan, then good. If you spent your USDL, you're kind of up creek without a paddle, is what they say. So that'd be one problem is if you spent your USDL. The other problem is if Pulse is pumping and you're sleeping and you get redeemed against, you wake up in the morning, you come and check your vault and you're redeemed against, and Pulse was pumping all night. Well, then price could have left you a little bit. And when you go take your USDL and go buy Pulse, you're not getting the exact same amount of Pulse when you're buying it back. I happened to me, I lost $400 worth of value. Not a big deal because I make way more than that in the passive income stuff. Like, it's ridiculous. So like, I'm okay with it. I bought my $400 back at Pulse. I mean, I'm not going to let that go, but it was a learning lesson. So just be mindful of that. I touch and save us from this. Otherwise, I like to keep my debt over 450%, or my collateral over 450% and my debt in front over 20 million. So great protocol, man. I love it. You're muted, Dane.
Thank you. Yeah, that was perfect. Just make sure you're managing those things well. Let me see. Where's the comment? This is actually pretty slick here. I want to give credit where credit is due. Okay, here we go. This is great. Stacks on stacks. So you can go. Let me show you guys what this comment is all about. So here we are. We can go ahead and we can go over to fiat. Now, all of this you have to manage and manage well.
Yeah.
So be wise about how you do this. But you can come in here right now and you can deposit stable coins into fiat. Fiat's another decentralized bank. If you're less familiar, I know some of the people on the show are a little bit newer. So I just want to give a really brief explanation. But gosh, you can come in here. You can deposit your stables. You can see there's, DAI, there's USDC, there's USDT. You come in here and deposit your stables, and you could borrow against these stables. You can then go deposit them over in liquid loans, and or you can then go swap those stables for USDL on liquid loans. And gosh, it's still earning over 100% right now and earn the loan token.
Yep.
So pretty cool. You could take it one step further and take the loan token that you're earning and put that in the staking pool here and earn another 53% on your yield. Stacks on stacks on stacks. Lots of cool opportunities based upon what you want to do.
And that's what makes me so excited for Tetra, is because it can manage these multiple protocols across the Pulsechain ecosystem for me. And then when something triggers like a redemption, it can go and take care of that activity for me. It can take care of compounding. It can take care of transferring it to other assets, whatever it is, all in the background while you sleep. because these protocols are just sick, man. They are just so sick, and they're so much fun to play with. They're tools. And once you learn to use the tool responsibly, it adds gas to your portfolio. Like, you already have your portfolio, you're DCAing, you're doing your thing. Maybe you're doing a little bit of LPing, but it adds gas, and fire to it. And then it makes it so much fun. And for the guy right now, like me and you, Dane, like, we're in this stuff all day long. Like, I love it. I sleep and breathe it. Now, obviously, lately I've been really busy with onboards and this whole, like, getting back from Arizona to Puerto Rico. The family's sick. So it's like, I haven't been even in crypto as much as I like, really. But usually I'm in it all the time. And so I can manage this stuff. But man, for the guys who are busy, like a lot of our guys in our mastermind, they're running high-level businesses. Tetra is just going to be like a freaking game changer, man. Now he has to deliver on intent. I'm not shilling nothing. I'm not saying go buy something, because we have no product yet. We have the decks and the limit orders, which is great. He has to deliver on intent, but I've got confidence myself. So I've got a bag. I like it. And if they solve this problem, holy crap, you better hold on to your shorts.
Agreed. And you're looking at the chart. I mean, in relation to Pulse, this is the Tetra chart. It's still really undervalued. I mean, in relation to Pulse, back to all-time highs from where we're at right now. What is that? That's roughly an 80% move.
Wow.
So, not too shabby. Still undervalued compared to some of the other stuff that's already been running. So you make your own financial decisions. Full disclosure, we are bag holders of this one. We're really excited about the potential of it, and we could be wrong. So you go do your own due diligence. This one we like a lot.
I bet you though, Dane, if he does deliver on intent, that's going to change right there.
Yep. Yeah.
Could be wrong, though. You're right. We could be wrong.
This is a third-party protocol that I think I could see Richard talking about. It would make a ton of sense as long as it works properly.
Right.
And Richard, to his credit, I really like how Richard is given time to be able to talk about fame, to talk about liquid loans, let's see if it actually works. And then he's felt, at least according to his Twitter account, more comfortable to talk about that stuff. Let's see if he'll do it with Tetra.
Yeah, I agree 100%. So super cool. Red Squirrel, I'll see you in the chat. Do you have any updated news on Tetra, the main part of the protocol launching? If not, that's fine too. Just want to know if there was anything that we could look forward to here in the new future. I would like to see it by the end of Q1 myself. That would be nice.
Right. And we're seeing it. I mean, in USD terms, Tetra back above all-time highs, and at least so far holding those levels. So, man, really excited about Tetra.
Yeah, dude, that's a very bullish price chart on the when you compare it to the dollar. That is a very bullish price chart. You got lower highs. You look like you had one bull flag. It broke out of the bull flag. It looks like it's forming another bull flag now. And so, like, yeah, it's just super, super bullish. Yeah, man, such cool things coming out right now. We have this. We have Icosa and Alex coming out with his stuff.
Jeez, have you seen those charts?
I don't even want to look at them because I'm upset that I didn't buy more when they were at the bottom. I don't even want to look at them anymore.
Oh my gosh, they're freaking wild. So this
look,
is Icosa.
I bet you if you go to the 4 hour, that's another bull flag forming up there.
Let's see.
Now it's a downward channel with a breakout, but yeah, so it's. Man,
and Hedron, not many people have been talking a lot about Hedron, but it has been moving. Look at this thing.
Just right off.
Look at this freaking thing.
Still a long way to go, though.
Yeah, still plenty of room. We can look in terms of hex here. In fact, I'm curious. I haven't looked at it this way.
It's about the same.
Yeah, look about the same.
Dollar.
I'm
curious against Pulse.
Yeah, that's what
I would like to see it because that could be a good play to accumulate more pulse if one were to so desire to play the trading route. Not really. Gee, I mean, it's still good. I mean, it's got a long ways to go.
It's still reasonably undervalued, yeah, against
yeah.
Bolts.
All it did, dude, is all it's done is recover. It looks like the pre-SEC FUD. That's what it
Right.
looks like.
Yeah, it's an 88% move back to all-time highs with Bolts.
Oh my God, we talk about Hedron and look who shows up.
The calling card.
It's like the Batman signal, bro. Like when you put the Batman signal up and then Batman will appear, you know, and then you put the Hedron or Icosa signal up and the crypto sloth appears. Man, he's got his work cut out for him, bro. He's gonna, because this new stuff that Alex is creating, man, it is some deep stuff. Like, I mean, he's talking about things that are like, for example, Dane, I'll give you a couple examples. One, when you go to mint your Hedron, I don't know if he's going to do this, guys. So, like, this is just talk. So, like, there's no expectations. You can go buy your bonds and stocks, and you don't even have to watch our show. Please unsubscribe if you don't like this stuff. But he's talking about, like, okay, so you know how all those Hex OGs have their those 10x multipliers on their Hedrons? He's talking about, like, what if, so they can mint once at the 10x. This is going to be on the new code. Then the next time they mint, they can only mint at a 9x. And then the next time they mint, they can only mint at an 8x. And so forth, all the way down to the 1x. So it would more quickly or rapidly diminish the inflation against the asset within probably somebody did a chart. I can't remember who it was. It might have been like Hexecutioner or maybe it was Sloth. I don't know. There was somebody who had a chart on the inflation of Hedron on when the bulk of it should be out. It knocked off like a decade. It was massive on how much inflation it would knock off the chart. And so that'd be really cool. If he implemented that, it actually might give, because Alex's purpose of Hedron, guys, if you don't recall, well, it's twofold. One, originally it was to be a token we can take loans out against our Hex with. So we can go and then do whatever else we want with it, right? Kind of like almost a little bit like a liquid loans with the vault and stuff, but not quite because Hedron's a volatile asset you're taking a loan from. But that was the one of the first intents of this asset is to derive value from your Hex stake without having to end your Hex stake. That's a massive, dude. That's a massive value add. If you can complete that one thing, you have, I mean, in my opinion, you have changed the game when it comes to Hex staking. You really have. You complete that one thing, that one design intent. The second design intent, obviously, as you guys probably know, is going in and buying these HSI stakes. It's actually how I was able to, I mean, I kicked butt when the auctions were going off there in the beginning, man. It was fun. It was so much fun. But that is second design intent, is the currency to go and buy your HSI stakes at a discount. And so, yeah, I really hope he completes on that design intent. One part of that I always said is the inflation was too much. Like, who the hell am I, though? I'm not a dev. I'm not a guy. I'm a nobody when it comes to this stuff and the big brain that Alex has. So I'm sure there was a reason why he had the inflation coming out so rapidly in the beginning, and I get it. But maybe now he's like, well, it's time to pull this back. Let's pull the reins back, and let's wind down the inflation. I love that. I really love that. And it's going to – the people, too, the people who own Hedron or people who buy Hedron, sell Hedron, they're going to value it a little bit more, knowing that in the future the inflation will be shrinking rapidly. It's going to change the mindset of the person – who is taking Hedron off of their stakes, right? Withdrawing Hedron. So that's really cool. Second thing that I love that Alex is doing, and Sloth, please correct me if you have more information. I would love to hear it. But he is talking about you will be able to stake your EHEX over on Pulsechain through the HMI contract. Freaking how sick is that, bro? How sick is this? Like, I think Alex single-handedly, is that a word? Handedly? Feels like a word. Single-handedly will bring Icosa, Hedron, and Hex to parity.
That'd be wild.
That's I could be totally wrong, guys. Whatever. But this is and that's why I've been accumulating E-Hex. So because if it reaches parity, oh boy, man, we're gonna have some pissed off OGs.
Yeah.
And some of them are my good friends. I have good friends who I hang out with, and they're they were all about that. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. And Alex, man, he has the brain to do this. He knows what the hell he's doing. Yeah, it's just gonna be so much fun. And this time around, Dane, where before Alex got a lot of pushback, a lot of the gatekeeping, there were certain influencers that really didn't like him. This time around, he's well accepted in the community. Everyone loves what he's doing. There's nobody gatekeeping him in the community itself. So he's able to really shine what he brings to the table this time around. So I think these things, man, I mean, Hedron did a 30X the last time Icosa launched. What is Hedron or Icosa or both going to do this time around? Who knows? I think, man, Sami hit the nail on the head. I know we talked about this before. I think Icosa can hit anywhere from $5 to $20. I think Hedron can reach its ceiling, depending what other mechanics or tokenomics Alex is thinking of, because we know we're not seeing the whole thing right now. We're not seeing all he's got planned or what that big brain of his can even think about. That stuff is deep, and I'm going to be relying on Crypto Sloth to be delivering the good news in a way that I can consume it, right? That I can understand, because there'll be some complicated stuff in there.
Right. It'll be good. It'll be really good. Well, guys, well, this has been awesome. I've got to jump off here, Corey. Are you good to wrap here?
No, let's go and wrap it up. We're about 40 minutes in. This is a good place to wrap it up, guys. We'll be on tomorrow, guys, with I think we'll be on for our normal open mic day. Come on and let's wrap. Let's talk about anything crypto. Sloth, if you're not busy, we'd love to see you on here to talk about some Hedron and Icosa stuff. Brizology, you could come on and talk about how you're an ink token maxi and how you love the logo.
Right.
Oh, man. And because of Brizology, Dane, that damn guy, I beefed up my Pulse X farm. He made me feel like my throwaway farm was pleb money. So I was like, all right, I'm going to add a little bit more in there.
I like it. Stack them up. All right, guys. Have a good one. Appreciate you tuning in.
Yep. Peace.
Bye.